to manipulate people. So that way I can do my thing. I make sure my family's taken.
Trying to figure this out on how to do this right for this particular narrative that I'm trying to explain. So, you can look at my feed, YouTube. You can look at anything I posted on, and then begs the question: is he actually talking about himself? He has said throughout the time that he is not able to speak. Two, that he died before he was brought back to life as a child, day one. Being able to suck on a pacifier, which blew the nurses away. They couldn't figure it out. They thought it was amazing. They thought it was a miracle. So, and then, anyways, big shoes to fill from that as a child, knowing the unknowing and then unable to communicate it. How does one bridge that gap? How does one live life to the fullest, enjoying art, working the land, and providing for the family to make sure the entire family is taken care of? So I'm schizoaffective undiagnosed at this point. I do know that I use movies as shorthands. I also can manipulate music and beats to articulate a feeling in someone else, as well as correlate an entire conversation from my head without having to think things through. I know when the song, the words, whatever. The fact of the matter is a lot of these new ones have new edits, new beats. After you pick up the first few whatever and understand the tone of the song, you're able to just flip forward to the right moment. Everyone has the capability of doing this, and they're doing it because we all learn this. So let me go ahead and play this, and then I'll discuss movies then. Let's talk about movies. I will go back to, well, my weight is 242, so let's go to 242 and hit play.
Didn't know what to do, so it just stopped talking. So stop doing that. So any normal, inquisitive, genius, scientist person would ask the question: is this the first time that's happened? So you check the databases, you check the archives. Sure enough, there was another. Lasted for 33 years prior. 33. They found it in 1988. Just a year, right? Just a year. Anyways, this other star pulsated at the same timing. The same timing until it changed when they found the other one.
Let me address wording on that one. So, to my understanding, and I'll have to reread the story, but 33 years, it beat, I forget how many times for, I forget the numbers, but either 18 minutes or every 18 minutes, a certain amount of frequency. Just, okay. It's my cue. I do that every 18 minutes. Boom. This is what I'm supposed to do every 18 minutes, 33 fucking years. Then, and this was unbeknownst. They just thought it was an irregular. It was no big deal. Nothing happened. So, then they find this other one that actually slowed down its electromagnetic field and took a moment and pulsated a different beat than the prior one. Totally different, but illustrating that it had the same capabilities. Period. That's it. 3 months, and then it stopped. It changed. They then went back into the database to see if there was anything like this prior. That was the 33 marker before that. So, we all have this in us. It is electromagnetic radiation. All right? We have that code in us. That is been taught to us in some form or another throughout our lifetime. The numbers themselves vary. They tend to culminate in conspiracy or large concept ideas that branch off like a neuron. A centralized point. 33, 88, pi, tau, like chow, 2 times pi. You have e, lowercase e in mathematics. That's 2.7, 27. So it's just doing things over and over and over again. Everyone's got this radiation. Everyone understands the math. Everyone's trying to counteract this process of death from all this radioactive material that is changing our DNA, which ironically, it can be an acronym or a word in reverse if you choose. And yes, I see what you're saying. And yes, I can do that. And yes, I will do that. Not today. There's nothing I can do today. But tomorrow, I have this amount of time. I will pencil you in. I will make sure it gets done. You will be priority number 3, but I will make sure it gets done. If there is an issue, I will call, but I will get it done. So, let me go ahead and continue playing.
They don't know how to explain this. I definitely can't explain that because I have no proof, have no logic. Schizoaffective undiagnosed. I merely am piecing things together to manipulate people. So that way I can do my thing. I make sure my family's taken care of. Now, I've made many things apparent to you in audio form.
All right, there's an actor who has a sister that basically culminated the 80s. Cusack. He was in a Juror movie that I just watched after a nap, and then, well, after I uploaded this final recording that we're discussing about here, I made lunch, mac and cheese, some fish, and I put some pepper flakes, butter, well, I seasoned it. Anyways, ate it while I watched the movie. John Cusack, Runaway Jury, I think is the name of it. Anyways, like a neuron, that concept of John Cusack can now be branched off. This can carry into every single word, idea, piece of you that you have, like a breath. It may start big. You look at everything, you breathe it all in. You then pick the most powerful thing that would allow you the most options possible, the least path of resistance. And then you have to rebuild your network off of that. So you figured that out. You understand. Breathe in, breathe out. Subconscious will make sure you are alive. You know how to slow down your electromagnetic energy and pulsate differently to cue up other stars, entities, pieces of energy that can do the same. All right? We all know this. We've all done this throughout our life. We all thought we were the center of attention. Or we didn't, and we just didn't know how to piece things together. We all knew we were waiting for something. What that is, I don't know. I knew that I had to stop making the assumption that I didn't know you. Every person I meet, I assumed you had the exact same information I did. You just are stuck on a different neuron. Not neutron star or Jimmy Neutron, or if you watch Runaway Jury, they did the Pledge of Allegiance to be patriotic back to elementary school, my dear homes. So, of which people that know me and my stories know my shortcuts. Even though you can piece together your own narrative from what I'm saying, mine are so direct to my people and indistinguishable from actual, documented history that I've put out. So it seems like I'm talking about movies, period. I am and I'm not. So, depending on which part of the brain I'm in. If I'm in one part of the brain, I can watch a movie. I see my equal, my other, every single second of every single word, color, portion of the film. It could be a single frame and only 3 pixels show up. I will always see my equal, just like you are. I am not your equal, though. Just trying to help out so I can be with my equal and then be whatever they tell me I need to be. So, let me go ahead and play that. Oh, and then I think, I'm not sure if I already said it, but they're here. I'll play it just to see.
One, that if anyone fucks with you, I will make sure that they will live eternal whatever you desire for them to understand they did you wrong. Same with any goes with my family. And that stories, internet feeds, all this stuff will start popping up to justify any narrative that you want to go down, to really mindfuck someone, to tell them to act right. So, I know
Why I can say that so confidently. Because literally, there's no new stories. There's only new experiences, new events. The story has been written day one, before we even signed up for this. And you're saying, well, I didn't sign up for it. I didn't choose to be born. I think the universe asked you way before you even knew. And you said, hell yeah, let's do this again. That was fun. I want to try a little different. I want to be a little better. I want to get more people on board. I want to do this faster. I want to, no, you don't know. And I don't know. So we have to talk to each other in a manner that we know, okay? And that is and it's not hard. But there's always a right way. Now, everyone thinks they're doing the right thing. Being very general, yet specific, is very easy. It is not difficult. Do not get frustrated. Learn to bottle your emotional energy just a hint. Be polite to excuse yourself out the door when it gets too much. If someone is asking you if something is wrong, what is it? Be very specific and then overload them with everything that pops into your head immediately. Allowing them the opportunity
and the definition, I need to process real quick a bunch of information. I'm going to shoot out information, take down what you can, leave the rest. I don't care. These are the memories that are popping up. I don't know how they correlate. I'm just going to spew them out. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I don't want to talk about that again. I'm going to try to work on me and processing my emotional pulses that I send out into the universe. Because yes, you are a star. You are a bottle of energy that pulsates in specific radiuses. Now, I can't go into scientific stuff. All right.
I don't know, actually. I made the assumption that you had patterns that you had picked up from priors. Okay? I'm going to keep it that simple, that elegant. And that I needed to continue my story of which you've known, um, and paint in pieces of which I was shut down many times and basically given the story back, which crushed me, which is, not my first time. I have said 20 years. I've also said ignore the age, and I gave an older year, but now this one is pretty much solid 33 years. I also gave a personal story to you. I'm not sure if it was written or texted or just told to you that I can't explain how, but we spoke somewhere else on another plane that can't be talked about or explained because we just don't know. And we won't. We don't have a long enough lifetime to explain it. That we are infinite based on our understanding. You?
Opportunities. Discussing movies as shorthands. Stories from other individuals. Retelling the better parts of the stories. Acknowledging to specific individuals one on one the delicacies and the pain and suffering. So that way you know who can handle your stuff. Because that next person, if they're the right person, will then stand still. Let you pulsate until it's out of your system. That next person will then queue up their people that they know speaks their language and has for some time. And then allow the other person to figure their pulsating out. And then those other stars will understand what was the irregularity in that frequency that they've been feeling all these years. It's that strong, shorthand, powerful pulse that changed the world. 3 months, they stated. But that goes back to the 333 rule in zombie apocalypse or survival, whatever. We know this, but it's the concept underlying that whole thing. It's the fact that
You, me, we do this all the time. We do this every time. It's you and me every time. And whoever you choose.
that's right. Whoever you choose will be yours. If you do right by everyone. Now, there's the problem during the identification of each individual frequency or pulse and speed at which one is trying to articulate their imagined history or future, depending on your perception. I call them dreamed realities. So, anything you dream, if you put in the work, not just biding your time, But pushing forward, forging a new path, you will get what you want. And I'm speaking with medication in my system still. So it is not able to articulate as clearly as I know I can. As everyone has an inhibitory factor in their system, they have these lists of things that they know are restrictions, but they want those restrictions by them at this moment, so that way they can step forward and forge that new path to show everyone it can happen for you as well. I've been there, or I know someone that definitely has been there and has made its way out. Things aren't different, they're the same. We have, I don't know whether there's going to be advances in medical technology, but we have a few hundred years on this planet, maximum as short as one day. We don't know. So try to be a part of a positive community in the best way possible and keep fighting to be more likely as a unique star in an orchestra of, I don't know, a symphonic song. All right. Mustang. That's a nice Mustang. Classic.
Your miracles.
Don't know if
Now
it's
they
a
vary
rebuild.
every time.
Well, it's
I
definitely
gave a
been taken
story
care of.
of
What I'm saying is
of which
those fake ones
rocks
that
my
you throw
world.
the blocks in and stuff.
Obviously, I'm a toaster in that because I'm just a ball of heat. So I try to make things warm and happy.
And with that, people may not understand that story. So, I was dating this one girl like a long, long time ago. Oh my goodness, like, whoo. Oh. Anyway, so I have my soulmate in mind. Always have. And everyone keeps saying they're my soulmate. So I would tell them my soulmate stories. Now, they vary and they get stronger with each new relationship I have. And I don't mean just sexual relationships. I mean just relationships. The more pure love and energy I find, the easier it is to articulate a story. Because you have new events, new dreams from other people, and you're like, I like that little twist on that. You know what? I'm going to throw that into this mix. This one in particular, though, during a huge psychosis, wasn't able to talk. So this was me. This is my dream. I stated, I know you're my one. I'm not going to argue with you on this. This is why. There was this time I lived a life as a toaster. Every day, I would have different things rammed into me. Front, back, doesn't matter. I had one job, warm it up, make sure it was nice and toasty for the person that inserted it into me. Okay? Could be taken many different ways depending on your age. If you're too young to understand, don't ask questions yet. And let your parents look at each other like, wow, I'm not sure if they should be listening to this. It's okay. Because one morning, the alarm didn't go off. And this gentleman was late for work. So he is rushing around, he's grabbing stuff. The toaster's like, where? What? I have one job to do in this house. For 5, depending on what you put into me, 3 to 5 minutes. Now, where are you? And he's tied, he sees the guy combing his hair, and then in the thing, in the kitchen, egg. Wait, no, it wasn't an egg. I ate an egg McMuffin. No, I ate a sausage McMuffin today. Anyways, put a McMuffin into the toaster. The toaster had another thing he didn't know that he could do. It was a metal toaster. Did you know that? Reflective surface. he noticed that the person that placed the Egg McMuffin, I'm going to just keep saying Egg McMuffin, the English muffin into the toaster is now looking at him differently. And he's got this thing in his mouth where the toast that I make goes. And it is just making the zzz, and he's just ramming it all over the place in his mouth. It was the coolest experience that I, as a toaster, have ever had. You know, that gave me new purpose, new life in that moment. Knowing that those little just errors that happen are opportunities for a new purpose in life that someone hasn't told you you have. But I forgot about the purpose. I wanted to know more about the purpose of that vibrating thing in his mouth. So, I couldn't tell you how long it was because I don't know time as a toaster. Don't have a watch. All I have is a metal coil inside that it only works if you plug it in to the wall to get electricity. So I wait. Days, months, years, I don't know. Then I am anticipating. I don't hear anything. The sun's up, traffic's out, something's wrong. Then it happens again. This time, my prayers are answered. Again, this time a bagel. You adjust the size settings, needs a little, just a light toast so that the way the cream cheese melts. I understand the process. I know how, to heat things up so that way they taste good in their mouth. But this time, as he's placing on the cream cheese, he leaves that device right next to me. He grabs the bagel, tightens his tie, and leaves. I was nervous. I'm like, how do I talk to something that I've never seen before in my life? Only once, that blew my mind and allowed me to see the world in a different way. So I'm just like, hey, I heat things with my mouth. And my name is Toaster, I guess. I don't know. They haven't called me anything else. So, conversation ensues. Delightful was that toothbrush. Very beautiful voice. Very confused at the way I talked. Didn't understand anything I had to say, but really enjoyed the conversation. I did ask about the vibrating noise, and she explained her process. So, I clean mouths. I make sure they're clean because what you make makes people dirty. It makes their teeth rot sometimes. I clean that. I have toothpaste as a friend in the other room. And then obviously water. I'm like, what's water? Can I have some water? No. I don't think that's a good idea because you'll heat it up too hot and then we're back to square one. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you got left here, but it was nice to meet you. I hope I get to see you again. Well, Toaster, I'm going to tell Toothpaste and Water about you, and we'll see what we think, okay? Okay. And if we see again, I'm going to tell you some stories about myself and my friends. So, that's that story. Different reality, still me, still my polar opposite, who's my equal, does the same thing for the same parts as I do. Make things clean and warm so that way you can radiate that sparkly white smile. And be healthy, obviously.
But didn't know my world even existed until I saw that alarm not pop on right. And everyone went chaotic. But I saw my equal, the one that I've been waiting for my entire life. So, you can check the facts and data. I'm going to email you the information, and whether you want to accept that as yours is completely up to you. But each story is not going to stop because I know you chose. You chose me somehow. I don't know how to explain that logically. I do know when I first saw you in 2018, I believe. You can check the star data to see what happened with that. I read the National Geographic story on it.
The one thing I want to say during that is that not everything has to be used. You can save things sometimes, and you can say no to other things. It's okay. They're there as an option to broaden your communicative experience with another individual. That's it. That's all you need to know. You wait for another individual to spark that memory, and then you say, hey, don't just jump right into it unless you have that experience with them. Bridge it into there. See if they have a similar story, and then just say, hey, I just read this, it's kind of a coincidence. Don't say coincidence all the time, but, isn't that strange how the world is? And then you see their body language. You learn that feeling that they're pulsating. They're like, woo, or not now. So learn that in yourself, and it's easier to have open communication with individuals you don't know.
Of which I think the pulsating one for 33 years actually changed its rate at which it called out from 18 minutes to 22.
All right, good call.
So,
Mustang drove back by less. Numbers
just
are
coincidence.
133.
Things you can't explain. So, things of knowing, just knowing, and you don't want to ruin the surprise or change someone else's opinion and force a perception on them. It is up to them to decide whether for 3 months
It's called a kit car. That's the word I was
pulsating
looking for.
happened in themselves. And then it stopped.
I don't think that was. I think that was
You
an
can't
original.
do
I
that.
don't know. I wouldn't be able to identify
Right.
it without driving.
You're wrong. This is not okay. I just can't. So. But in essence, we're all telling the same story. So this is not just about you and me or those two infinite life cycles of stars that keep talking to each other. Everyone has this exact same narrative in them with their one. I know that, you know that.
And suspending your disbelief, this whatever it was, from my English teacher, female, I think 7th grade, because 6th grade was my first year. I think that was the first year, either 6th or 7th grade, and it doesn't matter. Didn't have orangutan tits. There's only a few people that understand that reference. Same personality, like, no, you're fucking wrong. I know my shit. You're not explaining it. You're jealous, or something's gone in your personal life, and you're taking it out on me. Ain't gonna happen anymore. Send me to the fucking office. I'm not gonna make you cry. That's not how I do. I will go to your boss, and they will make it right. And then you'll be like, well, what happened? Yeah, we're not talking about it. he handled the situation. All right? Because we're not talking about it. We're not going to deal with it. He said he didn't want to fuck up your life.
And I have a hard time when individuals get stuck in the middle because they think their story is our story. Because you listen and you become what they want. People that do right do that. And forget that there is actually one person whose sole purpose was to take care of you. Day one. No questions asked. That is what they knew. That's what they've been told every single moment of their life. It'll make sense. Suspend your disbelief. No, not this time. I'm going to explain it all the way fucking through so everyone understands. Self-correcting. I know I overstep. I know you listen. I know others help out amazingly and then deny every fucking time. Nope. And then they fucking lie to my face. It's fine. It's fine. Because they know my pattern. They know my pulsating beat. They understand that
If they need me to act like someone else as a springboard to have an open conversation with someone else, I will always do that. Past, present, or future, fictional, whatever. I am that guy. I do that. I've always done that because I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to be other ways. I slow down my frequency to find yours. Then body language immediately after that. Then I allow you to talk. Then I say, it's going to be all right. They're fine. They're fine. If you want me to talk to them, I can do that. If you trust me, let me do my thing. I will handle the situation. You did not do wrong. You said your honest truth. And it's hard right now. But they're okay. They're finding themselves. Let them be. It's okay. One day, not suspending your disbelief, but forging a path, we as a group will be back together in some form or another, however you want it. That's what I've hopefully been saying this entire time. And now am able to call myself out on it. So, thank you for allowing me time. I'm done with time. I am stuck forever. I need to be told what to do from this point forward. I'm broke. I don't have money at all. I technically don't have food, and I will be out of gas in approximately, let's see, 25 to 28 miles possibly, because I need to change my oil and take care of my car. But that's my personal stuff that I'm not going to tell anyone. So, because I know if I have to park my car somewhere so I can sleep, I can do that. I just have to find a spot that is remote so I don't get called. I had the cops called on me again.
they have to find their pulsating beat. A few degrees off, still the same. So, and in time, hopefully, they will have a story all of their own that will pale in comparison to any other. Their own life, their own piece, their own book, entertainment piece that they actually got to live and appreciate, especially once someone spelled it out for them. So, I love you.
A, B, C, D, F, U. And your dog. No, that's not how it goes. How does it go? Music. Music make me lose control. Music make me lose control. It's up, 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 up. The most important song at this moment and forever is not Toto, Africa. That was overplayed. Too many whatever references. It is Moo, Doja Cat.
And that's just to everyone that's confusing themselves. If you're with someone,
That cow has one job. And he does it as many times as it needs to. Because that farmer needs a tit in their hand. Of which UK has their own definition for that. It's people being a moron. So, okay. Little rodeo, little clown in the barrel. Fish in a barrel, baby.
with someone, and it doesn't feel right, be honest with them 100%. Let them know I don't think this is going to happen. I have someone else in mind, or this other person is already taken, but I prefer how they treat their woman. So take note, figure out a way to do your own thing, but appreciate me like they do theirs. So, and I will do the same for you. Honesty 101. Love you. Bye.
All right. Movie references. We've got Back to the Future, 88. 33, you could do National Treasure. I already said Runaway Jury. The Brave Little Toaster is a kid's reference. I don't know. There's a bunch of different. Luck. If you want to look at a movie that is like saddening and disheartening and makes you cry as an adult, then kids are like, "Oh, that's sad." They'll say that, and then you're like, "You don't understand." Luck. I stay away from Apple because Apple isn't what it used to be. I was raised on an Apple II, didn't know how to use it, was astonished by my grandmother's typing skills. Like, she could type fast, and she typed my homework for me all the fucking time. So she's like, write it up so I can read it, though. I think that at that point, she liked the creativity of how I explained it. She's like, what did you write here? How do you want me? I'm like, here, write it like this. She's like, oh, that's cute. I'll add a little something to it. We'll get it done. I'm like, all right, Grandma, you're awesome. Then Windows came in. Then World of Warcraft 2. So where you just press the sheep over and over and over again, and finally they start saying crazy shit. Awesome. All right. And then there's like Aviator stuff that you would do with DOS. You tried to port all those games, but they never worked right. You didn't have the right drivers and stuff. And then you would get the additional like joysticks and flight controls. Oh, whatever. And you modify it, and then it's just like, but I still have a dot matrix printer that goes zzz, pawns it across the paper. You're like, we need to update the printer. We need to stop getting all this other fun tech shit to keep me busy. I want to print some stuff out. So that way I can bring it to school and it doesn't look like I'm from, what, 1979? Anyways. The other game I would say, PlayStation, there's 2 games on PlayStation I would like to reference. There's actually 3. There's the new movie, the Metal whatever, the auto racing one I played forever. But there's a video game called Driver on PlayStation. And the other one, well, obviously Mortal Kombat, I think 2 as well. Not Mortal Kombat. I don't know, is it a fighter game with the capoeira kick fighter guy? Anyways, and then now I'm not going to be able to remember the other game. Oh, Grand Theft Auto 2. So, Grand Theft Auto 2 I played, and then I played decades later. And then after that, just ported it over to the PC like before. Got a PlayStation 2 controller, brought it back.
But remembering every single in the map. So, and then I'm like, I could do that with my memory. So just piece all those cue idea codes into my memory. And then do the same map. And then just replay it over and over again when I get in a boring conversation. So that way I can give them a fun story or a challenge, like, let's go do this. You thought about it, let's do it. So how much, you're not going to get money from it like you do in a video game, but you will get experience points, of which that you can tell other people and possibly get a free beer later on or a pack of smokes or whatever. So in essence, you are getting money. So the more fun you have and the more clean whatever, not just I can do this. I did this horrible thing. No. I had this adventure. There was a lot of twists and turns, but we didn't get anything accomplished, and it was an awesome shared event type of deal. Or you did get a bunch of stuff accomplished, but you learned more about yourself. So, I'm not wearing that. And I think that's my cue. That's my time to go to Walmart and upload this. So, the motorcycle gang's coming into town. He's entering in that circle dome. It's a little sphere. Oh no, there's the second motorcycle going in there. Are they going to hit when they? No. Yes, I went to the ballpark at one point to watch the circus, and they did that. Did a bunch of stuff. So, thanks, Grandma. Thanks, family. Thank you for listening, and thank your family for allowing you to get to this point to hear my voice. They're amazing. They tried to get you here. And tell them, no, I'm not suspending my disbelief anymore. You explain what you're saying. No, I don't know. Fuck off. If you're going to pull that, there's so many variations of the thing. Whatever pisses you off, and there's a stair step of it. You'll start knocking them out. You're like, I don't like that either. You tell me. All right? Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to accomplish anything because I don't know. I don't know how to do me when you're like that. Okay? Love you. I love y'all. Talk to you later. Boo orangutan tits. All right, bye. Moo. Moo. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow.